thank you for everyone coming over here. We've got a lively Twitter space, and we are very much looking forward, also with a delay, to dive a little bit into DAOs, how they can actually help refi, and what is refi actually. So we've got amazing speakers over here. And I think we can start with a small intro. And maybe Stephen, if you're there, and if that works, it would be great to welcome you. And it would be lovely if you give us an overview of what is DAO Planet, what is going on next week, and we can take it from there for the next intro round.
Yes. No worries. Thank you. I appreciate being here. It's an honor to hop into a room that's already so full. Just real briefly, what we're doing next week. So Monday through Wednesday, that's the 27th, 28th, and March 1st, we are hosting what looks to be the largest side event for DAODenver. So for most people here, I'm sure know DAODenver. It's the largest, I think, crypto conference maybe in the world, definitely in the US, and takes place annually in Denver. It's the entire Ethereum ecosystem that really touches everything. And DAODenver, we started last year. This is the second annual, and it was very successful, a place for anybody working with Web3 and organizations and figuring out how to more effectively decentralize operations, either start as a DAO and start completely decentralized, or any organization that is looking to implement the tools that are necessary to provide good decentralized governance. Our vision is that there'll be over 10 million organizations in the next number of years that have some element of, we call it DAO principles and Web3 tools. So in a nutshell, there's a lot to cover there. We have so many verticals. We have obviously refi, we've got DeSci. We really feel like we touch everything in the space, because what we're helping people do is figure out everything from legal to governance. And it's not just us. When I say us, it's more DAO Planet, which is the organizing entity for the conference, but it's really a community effort. So we've got amazing contributors, speakers, sponsors, partners, you name it. It's just people coming together to create a really impactful event.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Stephen. Very helpful. And maybe before I go over to Nori, you can answer one question. What inspired you to do what you're doing now? And why do you think that DAOs or Web3 are important?
Yes, definitely. Coming from as an entrepreneur, Silicon Valley, living in San Francisco for 20 years, and working with at least 10 organizations intensively, trying to get over the hump of formation and distribution of equity to founders, mainly through stock options, raising funds. I just saw DAOs as a way to streamline governance and increase liquidity. So it streamlines the formation process potentially. Obviously, you need to jump through regulatory hurdles, and those are figuring themselves out. But I think what Web3 does is it makes it a lot easier to get up and running, to bring together a community, to engage people and enroll them in a vision, and get up and running without all the friction generally associated with starting companies.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Stephen. And I'm very happy to hand over to another Web3 project over here, to Nori. Darren, are you there with us?
I'm here, Amir. Thank you.
Amazing. So glad to have you here, and we'd love to hear about Nori, what it is. And after that, I'll ask you what inspired you to join this journey.
Sure. Thanks, Amir. And thanks, Steve. I appreciate your DAO of Steve handle. So I think that's a reference to a movie from the year 2000.
I think it was around that era. I forget the movie. I think I saw it once, but I remember the title and went with it.
Yeah, it's called The Tao of Steve with a T. My name is Darren McKelvey. I'm the head of crypto partnerships with for Nori. Nori has been around since 2017. We're on a mission to reverse climate change. So we're a carbon removal marketplace that's been developing market-driven solutions to remove the 1.5 trillion metric tons of legacy carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So we work directly with farmers to incentivize them to sequester carbon in their soils using various different methods within regenerative agriculture. If people aren't familiar with regenerative agriculture, it's fascinating. Recommend a movie called Kiss the Ground. It's on Netflix, but it's basically different practices that improve soil health, improve the food that is being grown, the crops, water retention, crop yield, and most importantly, I would say for climate change as well, is that it's sequestering more carbon in soil. So we have customers that range from the Sandbox to Ava Labs to Coin Fund and StepIn and TechCrunch, many that use our platform to support these farmers that are doing the hard work on their behalf. And they get a certificate that is a non-transferable NFT called an NRT. It's Nori Removal Time. So they get a certificate that's in their name, and it directly points to the projects that are doing that work. So the various farms, what they're growing, the verification, and such. So we're about 30 people right now. We raised our Series A early in February. We paid out over $2 million to farmers and growing. We signed a partnership with Bayer, their foreground division, to bring somewhere between 500,000 to 1 million carbon removal tons onto our platforms. It's their first foray into blockchain. So we're really excited about the growth opportunities, and great to partner with Menthol and others in the space. Really think that the incentives that Web3 promises and that is providing is really going to get us further than the traditional methods of getting people to remove carbon. So it's a very nuanced topic. Not a lot of people understand carbon removal. I'm happy to answer any questions on that.
Thanks a lot, Darren. Basically, and I think you already partially explained in your question what inspires you for Nori. I think like empowering farmers while giving companies and individuals the opportunity to compensate is a lovely thing, and we are also very proud of working with you. And are looking forward. Maybe you can tell us. That's also the next question for Stephen. Is what do you currently need? Like, how can we help you? Us listening. I know you've got some exciting things going on with a few product launches, but maybe just a very open question. Is there something specifically we can do for you as Nori?
Sure. I mean, I'm headed to DAODenver. My handle is DARENMCKDLVEY. I was unable to log on mobile for some reason. But yeah, I'll be there all week. So I'd love to connect, and we're launching a tool very soon that will help make carbon removal more programmatic. And we're launching our marketplace on Polygon. So carbon removal offsets will originate on Polygon. So Polygon will be our source of truth. So very, very excited about that. So would love to get feedback from people about what is it that you would imagine building with this tool, because it can basically trigger carbon removal in different ways. So we had done, just an example, we had done originally with Rarible is that when you purchase an NFT on their marketplace, you have an option to checkbox where a certain percentage goes to supporting climate action through carbon removal. And so being able to do that and trace that on chain is a really amazing thing. And we're starting to integrate with some games, so attached to NFTs, point of purchase. So really what I'm looking for is people that are interested in taking climate action, interested in transparency and traceability, and want to have a conversation.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Darren. Stephen, I'll just ask you, because I didn't ask you this question. We are excited all about DAODenver. We're very much looking forward to DAODenver specifically. Is there anything specific you would want us to know, or is there anything maybe we or someone listening over here could contribute to what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. So, Amir, as you know, we're working on creating a section, basically a track at DAODenver for the refi movement. We're looking to offset our carbon footprint through you, and working to promote that and enable people to participate in offsetting their carbon through your platform. And what we're looking for are more partners. Really, what makes what we do great is the contributions that everyone puts into the event. We've got a lot of people who are stepping up to create really impactful panels to bring their passion to the masses. It's a great, something's magical about creating in real life IRL spaces around the things that we're really passionate about, but usually stuck in our own silos, in front of our workstations on calls like this. So occasionally I think we all want to get together and mix it up in real space, in meet space, and this is an opportunity to do that. So if folks can't make it to Denver, I would say tune in. We'll be live streaming everything, and we want to get this information out there. So we see it as a public good to educate people about what is possible, to free them from the conventional mindset and the shackles of the economy that's grown around really just utilizing resources and humans as resources to achieve their aims. I think this new age enables people to work for themselves, allows people to self-organize, and removes a lot of the bureaucracy that's unnecessary for a lot of the things that we do. So any way people can get involved, either on the DAO at DAO Planet. If you go to DAOplanet.org, just join up. Obviously, we need capital resources. So if you have extra crypto laying around, if you want to support the movement, there's lots of ways to contribute. We have sponsorship availability, looking to create an amazing party this year. So we've got 3 full days of talks and interactions. We have actually 3 venues this year. So right next door to the main venue, we have a lounge where people will be able to hang out and schmooze and have coffee. We'll do our registration from there, right on the corner of, if people know the area, the Rhino District in Denver. It's right at the corner of 35th and Brighton. So we're prime real estate, right across the street from the main build hub of East Denver. And get in touch with me if there's something that you want to do. If you have a project that you're passionate about, that other people are passionate about, we want to give a spotlight to all the different things going on in the space that are contributing to the future of positive work, and really enabling us to be effective stewards of the resources that we have. I think as humans, that's all we have really are our resources, and we can't take them with us. And if we can steward them well, we can make a positive benefit for humanity.
Thanks a lot, Stephen. A wonderful summary, and also shedding light on actually this whole motivation in the Web3 or crypto movement. It's seeing this tool or blockchain technology as a way to align stakeholders towards common interests, and, for example, redesign economic systems, which we at ReFi, Regenerative Finance, definitely want to do. So I think this is also a good way of actually explaining how those two things fit together: Web3 DAOs, and then one use case, namely climate action, and all those efficiencies, and maybe the speed, or also the let's say the courage which you have in those different Web3 projects, stepping out and trying new innovative things. That's something very admirable, and that's what makes me, in my last speaking events, always talk about why besides gaming as a use case for Web3, why actually climate action can be the super use case, depending on how well we are able to transfer those big promises we see. And I think having amazing partners such as DAODenver, DAO planet, organizing and allowing us to meet different people and different projects, as well as having lovely projects such as Nori, who are like the veterans in the refi business, being there since 2017. This is amazing. And maybe just a small summary on Menthol Protocol, because we do have a few listeners over here who are new, I assume. So first of all, great to have you all here. So we at the Menthol Protocol, we've got a foundation in place. We're preparing to be a DAO. Currently now we're a team of 17 people. We are working very hard towards our open beta launch. We're currently now closed beta launch. And what does Menthol Protocol do? Menthol Protocol allows any individual organization or any event, as well as any product, to actually have an account on Menthol Protocol, where we calculate the carbon footprint on the one side and give access as an access tool to the amazing refi projects out there. So once Nori is live, we're also just going live. We're very happy and looking forward to integrate, and through the Menthol user account, showing and acting as your impact ID, you'll have seamless access to amazing carbon removal projects, actually allowing you to financially support, for example, farmers and regenerative farming practices. So this is like a small roundup of how Menthol fits in here. And this is like a very, for just to answer my own question, I had the pleasure of researching blockchain years ago. And the first use case I took a look at was sustainability. So having a few years later the possibility to work with those amazing projects, with those amazing DAOs, organizations, is an inspiration for itself. And we're all working on a lovely field in a lovely space. So now it's just about really creating that impact. And I think that together we definitely can. So this is like a small intro on Menthol and what is inspiring. But we love this intersection of DAO and of climate action. And we're greatly looking forward to DAODenver and spreading the word on that there.
Well said. I just wanted to invite people to, it all starts with one act. And, if there's an act we can do right now, what is that? So I'm busy trying to connect with everybody on this call, because I know everybody here is passionate about the space of refi and improving the planet. So, I'd say, if you can follow me, follow the organization, DAODenver. There's 3 profiles up, DAO of Steve, DAODenver, and DAO Planet. So that's one way to be in touch. That could be a good first step. And follow Amir if you're not already, and the MO. And then let's be in communication, and let's grow this community and this network.
Thanks a lot, Stephen. Also very much looking forward to pursuing that jointly. And thanks for the shout out. Darren, is there anything on your side you'd like to share? We started the Twitter space a little bit late, but I'm not sure how your calendars are. And but we'd love to, of course, hear more about Nori, or if there's anything special on your mind you'd like to share.
I see there's definitely a lot of creative types on this call. It looks like. I would love to understand how many people are going to DAODenver, what people are working on. I firmly believe that in this new paradigm shift that Web3 brings, is that we can build in sustainability and transparency at the foundational level. And whether it's working with Nori, what we're rolling out, or connecting with other projects, I think that it's really important that, when we're building and we're thinking about the legacy that we're creating, and making sure there's more meaning to it. I think it might be important to state why I got into the space. I had met Nori founders 4 years ago, and what really motivated me was I asked them what their mission was, and they said to reverse climate change, and I didn't think that was even possible, right? And they spoke about the complicated math or simple math around that there's just too much excess. Takes a really bold company, and a lot of companies that are working on this direct air capture as well. Until 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, I really urge everybody to look deeper into the climate space and even public goods with Bitcoin, and test out Menthol's protocol that we're going to be integrating into, and really, um, we've worked with artists as well. We worked with Imaging Heap. There's a famous rock band that we can't really name that has removed emissions from one of their tour legs. But also we've worked with Blondish and Soul Clap, if anybody's familiar. It's more opportunistic, and we definitely want to work with more artists and more NFT projects. But the great thing is that anybody can take climate action. And, I think a lot of people are having eco anxiety, and they don't know where to start. And a lot of it's just, it's kind of like going down the crypto rabbit hole. You learn and you keep on learning, you realize that, oh my gosh, there's like a whole body of science here. And even greenwashing as well, like learning what is greenwashing, and how to be discerning about the projects that are taking action. So I urge people to get curious about climate, do research, ask questions, because I think it's we're all in this together, and I'm really glad that Steve and with DAODenver is really bringing people together that care about these sorts of things, so we can have a dialogue. I love all the people in the refi space, and I think rambling a little bit, but I really do think that people will be really inspired about what people are building, and we can all make a difference here.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Darren. Like maybe just like one notice, and also amazing to see Ed over here. Hi, Ed. I don't know, Darren, do you know Ed? Have you met him in another Twitter space before?
Ed is in, I don't think I've spoken directly to Ed.
We actually, so sorry.
We haven't spoken directly, but I'm aware of him, and he's in our Discord as well. I know he's been in the space for a long time and respected. So he's definitely gets around, and very dedicated to climate solutions.
Definitely. We actually had a space like I think 2 weeks back, and this was with Matthew and also with Pasha, who works like in farming optimization using data-driven solutions. And we were like discussing like benefits for farmers and actually having access to new revenue streams through, like, for example, tokenized carbon credits. So I thought it would be maybe great if you can explain again how can you help and benefit a farmer exactly, because this was something I couldn't pinpoint down so nicely in our last call we had where Ed was there. So maybe you can.
Absolutely. I'll run through it real quick. Yeah, it's really interesting. So farmers they are at great risk because of climate change, and they could have crops that are wiped out for a season, and they're always looking for more revenue streams. So we incentivize them. We pay them through our platform. So let's say the Sandbox. I mean, you can actually go to nori.com /the-sandbox. You can see the profile page, and you scroll down, and you can see the certificates and like the projects and the farms that they're basically funding. But we're paying these farmers to adopt regenerative agriculture practices. So storing their by using cover crops or covering the crops they're already growing with, like, let's say alfalfa mixed with corn, or use different irrigation methods, or using no-till. So not really breaking up the soil and turning it over. Like, it's really about just like being better land stewards. So we're paying them to do that. And some of the farmers, like, that's a risk for them because they have to take a loss in the short term. They're paying for verification. They have to digitize the area of land where they're using the regenerative agriculture, but they're not stopping to grow what they grow. So these farmers are really pioneers on the cutting edge. They're taking those chances. And we're, it is dangling a carrot to them. Like they might not be doing this, but this is actually better for their soil. They see the benefits. So we're paying them through the platform. Right now we pay them $20 per ton that's sequestered in their soil for a minimum of 10 years. We charge like a fee on top of that to keep the marketplace going. And so we have a third-party measurement tool called Soil Metrics, and then the third-party verification by Astra Global. So we're not involved in that aspect, but there's a certificate that's generated that the company that is funding this, like let's say the Sandbox gets, that is, as I mentioned before, directly attached to all this data. So you can see the verification reports, how much has been removed, what practices they're taking. Hope that answers the question, but it's not like yield farming right here. They're like actual farmers that it takes time, really, and it's a great risk, but it's a growing movement. And I think on the macro level, I think one big takeaway is that our land in general is not being taken care of; it's being degraded, and we need to be better stewards of the land. It's better for the coming consequences of climate change.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for delving into that. So summarizing basically any positive call to action a farmer makes on his land, which we can associate with the regenerative farming practice, is something which you basically then pay out to them. We were just having this as a topic last time, so thanks for summarizing it again.
Of course.
Okay, lovely. So I think we are a little bit over the time, but we also started a little bit later. Are there any closing remarks from you, Stephen? And then we can go over to you, Darren. And we
Sure.
Questions if there are any there.
And love to hear any questions. I want to also mention that tomorrow it'll be at 1 p.m. Pacific time US. We're having another Spaces. It's going to be a DAODenver activation, and there we'll get to hear from lots of people who are coming together to create what DAODenver is. So we'll hear from people involved with the production, with the folks, amazing crypto movers and builders who are putting together panels like yourself. I hope you can make it, Amir. So if you, I followed a lot of people here. If you can go to the DAODenver _ profile on Twitter, you'll see a Spaces there that we're prepping for tomorrow to be our real kickoff to the event that's coming up in just a few days, coming up on Monday.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll look forward to tomorrow. That's 1 p.m. Which time zone? San Francisco?
Yes, Pacific time. So 1 p.m. Pacific, that would be 2 p.m. Mountain, the local Denver time, and 4 p.m. Eastern U.S.
Gotcha. Okay, amazing. No, sounds like a doable thing from my side. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll add you to the speaker list.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot for this Twitter space. But Darren, maybe you have some last words for us, and we can.
Oh yeah, I mean,
the board with questions.
Yeah, really excited. Well, thanks again for hosting us. I know we started a little bit late. Really excited to see you again. And then because we had met we see each other everywhere, Davos, New York City, that sort of thing. Steve, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person. I'm looking forward to meeting all these people on the call. If you're going to ETH Denver, you're not, you're FOMOing. If you're going to any other events and you want to chat and just learn about how you can help or how we can help you, I think that's, one thing is follow us. It's at Nori. We have a Discord as well. An amazing community manager, Kale, that can answer any questions. I think it's just be curious. And, we have a podcast, wealth of knowledge here that even as an employee, there's just so much to learn. So I did a podcast called Reversing Climate Change. I highly recommend it. We also have another podcast called Carbon Removal Newsroom. So it's very specific to carbon removal. And if you're inspired or and generally curious about the tools that we're building or how we can partner, definitely hit us up. I appreciate the platform here.
Amazing. Thanks a lot. And I can really recommend you, please listen into the podcast, delve into the topic of refi. This is something which concerns all of us, and Nori has been doing exemplary work from the get-go at this intersection. So you'll be like in very good hands over there, and you'll learn a lot. From our side, from Menthol Protocol side, the smallest, it's actually a big update is our closed beta, which will be opening up soon. So that will be end of March. And basically anybody can go and offset projects of their favor. So this is something which you combine with a lot of marketing activities, and we'll be happy to spread some news with Polygon around that opening. So please also do follow us and stay tuned for the next steps. Are there any questions over here? We'd love to have some questions over here. Please do not forget to follow the speakers and their accounts. So I'll just maybe give it a little bit, but if not, we'll be hosting again on a more regular way our Twitter spaces again, and we look forward to answer all your questions there. Also, feel free to join our Telegram group. That's where you hear directly from us and can ask anything. If there are no questions, I would say, have a lovely Thursday for everyone, and looking forward to Denver next week. So thanks a lot, Stephen and Darren, for being here. And
thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Darren, come on by. I hope you're involved. I'm going over the speaker list and all the sessions that are happening. So if we don't have you up there yet, ping me directly, and let's make something happen early in the week.
Sure. Yeah. I think I'm having a call with Liz on your team today about speaking and where to plug in. So hopefully we can make something happen.
Fantastic. That'll be awesome.
Amazing. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, friends.